Revit ships with a few template files to help you get started on your projects right away. You can use the provided template files as is, you can customize them if necessary, or you can even build your own. In this movie, we'll look at a few examples to help you get started and to help you understand what's provided in a well thought out template. In a previous movie, we created a project using the new link on the recent file screen. This link creates a project from the default template. If you want to actually choose the template that you want to start from, you need to go to the application menu instead. So let's go to application menu, under new, and choose new project. Here we can click browse, and you'll see a list of provided template files that are available to you. I'm in the US Imperial installation of Revit. If you're in a metric version, you'll see metric templates at the top or something along those lines, and you'll see a slightly different list of templates, but the concepts will remain the same. So let's go ahead and start with the default template first. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, click OK, and I'm just going to point out a few of the main features that you would see. The most obvious thing that you see when you start off in a new project is, in your floor plan view, there are these 4 elevation markers oriented around the screen. If you pause over each one, they tell you which elevation they point to. In this case, this is the west. Down here we have the south, and so on. Those correspond to the 4 elevation views that are over here in the project browser. In addition to that, we have some ceiling plans, some floor plans. There's a site plan. The site plan differs from the floor plan really in just the scale. You can see that this one is set to 1 inch equals 20 feet, where our typical floor plans are set to 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. Now, the default template doesn't include any legends, it doesn't include any schedules, nor any sheets. It's a pretty simple basic starting point. So let's go ahead and close out of here, and let's look at a few of the alternatives that you might want to explore. So I'm going to go to New Project again. I'm going to click Browse, and this time I'll take a look at the residential default. When you create your own Revit projects, you can create lots of views. We're going to talk about this in a future movie. You can see they've done a lot of the work for you over here by creating several different views on different floor plans. We still have a few ceiling plans. There's the 4 elevations that we had before. And the thing I'd like to point out here that's a little bit different than the other template was this one actually starts with some schedules. Now, how is this important? Well, let's go ahead and open up a door schedule. You can see that it's got some predefined columns already in it. Doesn't really show us any doors though. Well, that's very simple. The reason for that is we don't have any doors in our project yet. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Just going to draw a quick little wall because you can't add doors without a wall. And I'll go ahead and throw in a couple doors. I'll do a zoom around that area. And don't worry about the details of what I've done. We'll cover all the specifics of adding doors and walls in a later movie. But here I have door number 1, 2, and 3. And let's go ahead and take a look at the door schedule. And you'll see that doors number 1, 2, and 3 are already available on the schedule. So by including things like schedule views and some of the other views in the template, you can save yourself and other folks that use the template a lot of work in the setup steps that would otherwise be required to go ahead and get started with a project. Let's close out of here. And we'll do one more example. It turns out that if you just click the new button right there, it automatically defaults to new project. So that's a little shortcut for you. I'm going to go ahead and click Browse. And this time I'm going to choose the commercial default. Click Open, and then OK. Like the other templates we've seen, this one has some floor plans, 1 ceiling plan, a couple elevations, and a few schedules, just like we saw in the last template. This one also has several sheet views. So let's take a quick look at what this does for us here. I'm going to zoom in on my elevation marker over here on the west. If I pause over this, it confirms for me that that's the west elevation. Notice it says it's number 2 on A5. That's actually corresponding to the sheet A5 that we see over here. And if I expand it with the little plus sign, you'll see that that sheet actually contains 2 elevations. West, which we've just verified by pausing over the elevation indicator there in the plan view, and it also includes the east elevation. If I open the sheet up, you can see that this is the west elevation right down here, and here's the east here. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And that confirms for me that that's in fact west, which is number 2. And this one is east, which is number 1. So again, a lot of setup work's being done for us automatically. And how nice would it be to be able to just start laying out your building model and already have your sheets kind of taking care of themselves. So these are just a few of the benefits that you might have when you start a project with a well thought out and well-defined template file. So in this movie, we've looked at a few different examples, given you some ideas, As you get more experience with Revit, you might want to take some of these ideas and customize and build your own template that's in compliance with your own office standards.